Hi guys, I want to do a little tour of my island native plant garden. This garden receives anywhere from part shade to a full sun throughout the day. It's planted with all natives, if I am not mistaken, and it's looking really beautiful right now. So I'm going to turn around the camera and show you what we have in this garden and what it looks like here in the middle of July. First up here, we have, I think this one is the narrow leaf mountain mint. I am not 100%. It's a pollinator magnet. I'll put it up on the screen, but it's a pollinator magnet. You can see there's a bumblebee and has beautiful white blooms, and it just fills in a space really nicely. And this is a variety that grows a little bit shorter than the other native mountain mints. So you can see it's more like, I don't know, 2.5 feet tall. And then where I can, I have lined the bed with Carex blanda. Carex blanda I use often. Sometimes I don't like it, sometimes I do, but it needs a lot of grooming if you want to use it. So you're going to want to cut it back in the very early spring. If you don't cut it back in the very early spring or late winter, it will not look nice. These actually looked pretty bad until I cut them back, and then they kind of just started looking very formal. Right here in this spot, I used to have Hypericum punctatum, which is spotted St. John's wort. And I think if you saw some of my other videos, I believe that this batch of plants got a fungus. I'm hoping it comes back next year, but what I did is I just filled it in. I cut it all back, and then I filled in the holes with partridge pea, obviously one of my favorite plants, as you know, because the pollinators love it. It's filled in nicely, and so it will keep coming back year after year, and it'll self-seed all throughout this garden bed. Behind that, I have Bowman's root, which has gone over, and then now my Liatris is starting to come through and starting to bloom. This is going to look really beautiful with the white here shortly. Now this over here is Virginia mountain mint, which is taller than the other mountain mint that I just showed you. This mountain mint is about 3 feet tall, 3.5 feet tall. Again, a pollinator magnet, and I have it interplanted with wild blue indigo, Baptisia, Austria, maybe not. I can't, I don't think I can pronounce the second name of it. And the mint, a lot of times I'm using a lot of mountain mints to deter deer from browsing on some of my other plants, which seems to work sometimes and not so much others. Okay, behind the mountain mint, I have northern sea oats or river oats, either one. And these are really beautiful when these seed heads turn brown and just swing in the wind. However, this is extremely aggressive grass. I've been trying to get it out of here every year, so I probably will actually cut off the seed heads so it doesn't spread here. I just want to have more of the bottle brush grass in this bed. Okay, down here I have nodding onion, another plant which I love to use so that I can try and deter the deer from other of my herbaceous perennials. And so here is all the nodding onion and the little sprouts about to bloom here, and then we'll start looking like this. Behind that, I have early sunflower mixed in with blue vervain, and those two colors just go so well. And also we have Culver's root in here. Okay, and here is a big weed. Let me get rid of that. This, oh, see, here's the sea oats. I'm gonna try I'm gonna have to pull that later. Then right here I have a Shrubby St. John's wort bush, Hypericum prolificum, and then intermixed in here I have some purple coneflower. They don't do too well because the deer get to them a lot. And then this one is just starting to bloom. I didn't even notice, but I believe that is handsome. That's either Handsome Harry or yes, I think that's Handsome Harry or Meadow Beauty. I put in some native, I transplanted some native petunias to fill in this spot because this spot is pretty barren for a long time. But anyways, we have the Hypericum prolificum, and then we have some Meadow Beauty, some native petunias that will hopefully start blooming soon. And then, let's see, some native asters. I don't know what they are. This patch right here is all swamp milkweed. I got one bloom, it was right here. The one bloom this year. I don't know. I think these things take a full 3 years for blooms. So hopefully next year I'll have a lot more blooms. I haven't seen any monarch caterpillars yet, but I haven't really been looking. And then we have more Liatris here, starting to bloom. Here is the bottle brush grass looking really pretty in the sun. And then in front and beside that is New England aster, which has not yet started to bloom. I have another patch that has. And then all in the front here is obedient plant, which has not started to bloom yet either. This is, I think this is still grass. Let me get this out of here. This is like the bane of my existence, although I have, yeah, still grass. This whole property was full of still grass. I have gotten a lot of it out. So you'll see little pops of Virginia strawberry in here, and then we have bottle gentian that needs a little bit of a stake. And then this area right here is an area I talked about before, which I haven't been able to get plants to really take off in here. So what I did is I planted a button bush, and that's right here. And then I put a couple, what are these? A couple Christmas ferns. Put a couple Christmas ferns in here, 3 or 4 of them. They're tiny. They do take a little while to get going. I think what I'm going to do in here, since it doesn't seem that the Virginia strawberry is like in love with this spot, I think I'm going to get some of my baby golden ragworts and move them over here. This is my early blooming area in front of the redbud, and that's woodland phlox. And then now here are the nodding onions that are starting to come up and bloom. This whole area has already bloomed, and this is the blue flag iris, all right here. More bottle gentian. And then in here there is different late summer flowering plants like sneezeweed, and then we have showy goldenrod, rattlesnake master, and more Liatris. I think I need to do a better job of staking my Liatris next year. That tripod right there is a coral honeysuckle for the hummingbirds, which I have a ton of. And then right here, you can't see them and they're done blooming, but this is the native sundrops. Okay guys, so that is a look at the island garden that has part shade to part sun. It's looking really pretty right now. It looks gorgeous in the afternoon sun, but you might not, if I record, then you might not be able to really see it with all the shadows and the glare. This side is the sunnier side. I'm really loving the early sunflower mixed in with the blue vervain. This is a pretty wet area, especially on the side of the redbud. And I think in another month, this bed is really, really going to hit its stride. Let go. Okay guys, the gnats are driving me absolutely batty, so I am going to go ahead and sign off for now. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again next time.